welcome back to OCBC Arena for finals day at the 17th Singlife Nations Cup, where 6 teams, 5 nations, 15 round games and a week of unforgettable netball culminated in one final day of competition. And of course, the moment we've all been waiting for, the grand final between the Kenya Divas and Singapore Vanders, as we see Team Kenya getting off the bus, preparing for what will be the biggest game of the week. I'm Tamara Weatherburn, joined by the wonderful Reena Rajamahan. Reena, as always, a pleasure having you here. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Tamara. Thank you for the lovely introduction, and I am so excited for this final match. It's going to be a good one.
2 teams, 1 trophy, and a rivalry that's been building since last year's 2024 Nations Cup Grand Final between these 2 teams, where Kenya came away as Nations Cup champions in just their first year. How impressive is that?
Super impressive, and they're going to keep fighting very, very hard this afternoon in this OCBC Arena as well.
And Kenya arrive undefeated, commanding the top of the table, bringing energy on court, fearless and excited netball that we will see from them. As we see Team Singapore coming off the team bus, they have blended structure with spark, and the roar of the home crowd has lifted them at every step of the way. The excitement is building here already, Reena. How
really
exciting is it to have a crowd like this?
Super exciting. It's great to see a flood of people here. It's going to be a lot of noise in this OCBC Arena, but the Singapore Vanders are going to feed off of that and give us a good performance on the court.
They absolutely will. And a chance for Singapore to rewrite their ending and for Kenya to defend their crown. You can expect intercepts that defy gravity, feeds that thread the impossible, and precision shooting, a contest that will test not just skill but spirit. So wherever you're watching from, thank you for being a part of this unforgettable journey.
Xiao Raushan coming to you courtside alongside the head coach of the Singapore Vanders, Tara Steele. Tara, how are you feeling after a week of competition ahead of the big one?
Yeah, we're excited. I think we put out a great performance last night and showed what we're capable of doing. So if we can reproduce that today, it should be a fun game.
You talk about a good performance yesterday. The turnaround hasn't been very long. What's been the focus in the past 12 hours?
Recovery, preparation. We know coming into this tournament we've done the work to be prepared physically and mentally. So the short turnaround's okay. And the fact that we were able to get all 12 into court last night with impact means that we're rested, but we've also got options. So yeah, excited to see what today brings.
And Kenya and the Vanders have got prior. It was the Nations Cup final last year. You guys played off mid-year as well and earlier in the week. How much do you know about your opponents and what's the game plan here?
I won't give away the full game plan for everyone to hear, Rashad, but you know, we have a strong rivalry with Kenya. We met them earlier this year in UAE. They beat us twice last year in Nations Cup and played very well. So we know they're strong, we know they're athletic, we know we're going to have to be at our best today, but I think we're up for the challenge.
Final question from me, Tara. What would it mean for the Vanders to clinch the trophy in front of these home fans?
Yeah, I mean, we're still staying focused on the process, but you know, we've had great support here all week. We love playing in front of our home crowd, so we want to use that to our advantage today. So we'll stay calm and relaxed and in control, but make sure that we execute out there and hopefully give the crowd things to cheer about.
Fantastic. I've been speaking to the head coach of the Singapore Vanders, Tara Steele. Tara, I'm going to let you focus on the pre-match. We're cranking it out because it's time for the grand final. Kenya against Team Singapore happening very shortly. I'll be back with you with team news. Till then, Tara, thank you so much.
Thank you.
The grand final is here. Let the battle begin. Now we'll head down courtside very, very shortly as our MC, Xiao Roshan, has been fantastic and here all week. He'll introduce your 2 teams onto court. We'll, of course, then have the national anthems, such a special moment for both teams. And then we'll be underway with the first quarter very, very soon. So don't go away as we announce those teams onto court.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the OCBC Arena This is the Singlife Nations Cup 2025, and this is the grand final between your defending champions, Kenya, and your Singapore Vanders. And now it's time to introduce the stars of the final, starting with Team Kenya. At goal, shooter, Lydia Niapere. At goal attack, Helen Sinoya. At wing attack, Elsa Ndong. At center, Irene Otieno. At wing defense, Nelly Muhammad. At goal defense, captain Parin Simiyu. At goalkeeper, Jacqueline Oro. Their substitutes, Nancy Oro, Delilah Makudi, Mary Otieno, Teresa Otuan, Pauline Ramadan. Head coach, Evelyn Gerono. Assistant coach, Panina Nyakundi. Team manager, Arne Bet. Physiotherapist, Jackson Kimani. Statistician, Winfred Oyugi. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your Team Kenya. And now, OCBC Arena, I need you with me for this one, because it's time for me to introduce your Singapore Vanders. At goal, shooter, Amandeep Chahal. At goal attack, To Kai Wei. At wing attack, Angelina Lim. At center, Rachel Ling. At wing defense, co-captain, Ko Ting Fang. At goal defense, Jamie Lim. And at goalkeeper, Rina Divya. Their substitutes, Go Wei Ping, Lee Pei Shan, Tan Yi Chie, Kemi Shalini, Yu Shu Ning. Head coach, Tara Steele. Assistant coach, Dewi Zainal. Specialist coach, Jenny Brazel. Team manager, Lo Hui Yu. Physiotherapist, Ang Chiun Tai. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your Singapore Vanders. And now your match officials, our umpires for the grand final gold medal placing match are Tim Marshall and Rachel Stebbings, with reserve umpire Adrian Abrahams. And at this juncture, if you are able, please rise for the national anthems, starting with that of Team Kenya. And now, please remain standing for the national anthem of your Singapore Vanders. We now invite both teams to exchange pre-match handshakes. Ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set. The week-long quest to be crowned Queens of the Singlife Nations Cup 2025. Which way will the penny drop? Which way will the pendulum swing? We are about to find out. Team Kenya against your Singapore Vanders. Let's play some netball.
And we are moments away from this grand final rematch here at OCBC Arena as the countdown is on. Singapore with the first centre pass. And we are off. We know this is going to be a hotly contested game, Rena.
Yes, absolutely. And Singapore is going to come back and try and clinch this win after the loss to Kenya last year at the Nations Cup.
And they'll be happy with that start. First goal on the board. And of course, you were here for last year's grand final in the commentary box.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about that game.
So both teams were fighting really, really hard, but I think Singapore struggled to keep up with Kenya's athleticism towards the end. But I'm sure they've had a look at the game last year and the game against Kenya, this competition as well, done some post-mortem, and I'm sure they can strategize against Kenya.
Absolutely. And
strategizing, they did.
It's working out. They'll be happy with that turnover to goal. So important to convert those opportunities when they arise. Now, looking back, the last time these two teams met in this tournament, Kenya got the win, 49-44. Just 5 points separating the two. That was round 3. And Kenya, they'll have the throw in here. Not yet a point on the board. They'll be looking to change that. As Rachel, a gutsy effort there. Kenya working the ball down court, moving it long. Naipuri out of the circle. Swing ball. And the feed in. Oh, Naipuri just taking a tumble, and we'll see Rena out of play. Under the post, she is happy there. And that's 1 on the board for Kenya. Just under 13 minutes to go in this first quarter. Both teams have come out firing, haven't they, Rena?
They really have. It's a very strong and quick-paced start, which is quite important, right? You want to set the tone right from the jump, especially in this final match.
And can we expect a few nerves here in this opening term?
Yeah, I think so, and there may be patches of play where maybe teams get a little bit antsy, but they have to really keep their composure, and they shouldn't prolong that for too long, or it can be costly for the teams.
And well read, but collected by Amandeep. Oh, and the work from Mohammed as Kenya stream down court. It's going to be a game of pressure. Can you apply it? Can you withstand it? Now, on screen here, we can see Otieno and Rachel Ling. This center matchup is going to be crucial for both teams. As we gather the ball, we can see umpire Rachel Stebbings, internationally ranked umpire from Australia. And on this other side of the court, Tim Marshall, another internationally ranked umpire from Australia. Both very experienced at this international level. Kenya with the ball. Captain Simiyu progressing down court. Oh, and Jamie almost coming up with the ball.
Good challenge there, but she left 2 shooters in the circle.
Exactly.
For Rena to fend for herself.
And Kenya can be punishing. So Singapore, an opportunity here. Patience down court. And we have talked this week about Singapore having a balance and picking their moments. Oh, great chase from Kaiwei.
Oh, that fake bounce.
Beautiful pass in. Unfortunately can't convert, but as we were saying, that balance between finding those moments of flair and brilliance and speed, and also knowing when to just find composure. Of course, they will have a lot of defensive pressure on them. It will be important to look past the long arms of these defenders as we see a replay ball. Co-captain Ting Feng just setting the penalty here. Strong pass and drive. We can expect that from Rachel, who has had an outstanding tournament. Little misconnection there, but Angelina onto the loose ball, and they make it one more. Now we're just going to take a little minute here to look at some shooting stats from the week because, wow, are they impressive. So Singapore shooting at 90% across the 5 rounds.
Wow.
Kenya, 92%.
Amazing, really, really amazing. And under such pressure as well, it's not easy.
So impressive. And of course, this shooting combination for Singapore, Naipuri and Sinoya, both shooting at 94% for the week.
Wow.
Incredible. Oh, Rachel, full extension on that reach.
Such flexibility also.
Such flexibility. Unfortunately, they aren't able to convert, and Kenya so quick on transition. And they have a very incredible ability to progress. Oh, beautiful feed in. Press down court really fast, but also this change up where they play almost a possession game.
Yes.
And move the ball around, sometimes going backwards and across before going forwards. How hard is it to defend against those two very different styles?
It's really difficult because when you do possession play, it can really wear you out, especially if you're trying to stop the ball high up in the middle channel. So, but I'm sure the Singapore Vanders can keep up and are equally as fit as well too.
Absolutely. And if we look back to that last time they met in round 3, incredible game. Singapore just having a little bit of a dip in quarter 3. We saw the score blow out to an 11-goal margin before an incredible fight back in that 4th quarter. Lots of positives to take from that 4th quarter. They were able to bring that margin back to 5 goals. But we will need to see that 60-minute effort from them today.
Yes.
To be able to get the win over this undefeated Kenya team. And Kenya with the center pass. Here's that patient possession play we were just talking about. Just waiting for the circle to open up. Sinoya looks to pass off, but takes the shot as Naipuri is defended. We see Otieno out of play. Singapore, Angelina, that give and go. She takes on the front space. So beautiful. And jumping back to shooting stats, Amandeep, 92% for the tournament. She will be one to watch for today.
And it gives the other players on court a confidence as well to fight hard, knowing that your shooters are going to put the shots in.
Oh, beautiful take. And her signature, strong in the air. Then the split. Naipuri, that is hard to defend. What do you do as a defender to try and combat that?
I think you really have to keep moving around a shooter like that to confuse the space, because you don't want the feeder to be able to see where the free side is to throw the ball. So that's something Rena is going to have to keep working on throughout the game.
And as we see, Simiu almost coming up with the ball, but the contact call comes. Amandeep, she's comfortable there. Little step in and finish. Will be Kenya's center pass. They go back. Nadong, Simiu, looking long, connecting all the way down with Naipuri. Reset ball. And again, that possession game. Oh, and just contact call inside the circle. We see Rena out of play. And Kenya out to 10 points. Singapore 6. A bit over 5 to go. Gosh, hasn't this first quarter gone quickly?
It really has. And yeah, such a close score at this moment. Singapore just 3 goals behind, making it 2. Oh, not quite.
The offensive contact call comes. Rena, you said before the game it was going to be tight out there. It was going to be fierce.
And the umpires are going to have to do a lot of game management today, I think. So it's really great to hear the experience of the umpires also. Maybe tighten the reins if things get a little bit too aggressive on court. And Naipuri alone under the post. Adding another one to the board for her side. And the breaking call, opportunity here for Singapore. The crowd is loving that.
They love it. Of course, on opening day ceremony and matches, we had 1,800 here at OCBC Arena. Gosh, we must have the same or more today, Rena.
Yes. Oh! Amazing intercept by Kaiwei.
As we hear the roar of the crowd. Kaiwei, she is a big game player, so determined. She will fight all game, the full 60 minutes for her side. Oh, a little bounce pass out. And the finish. Kenya with the center pass. And of course, we've talked about the fantastic crowd here at OCBC Arena, but we, of course, have a wonderful presence online. No doubt, plenty of family, friends, and supporters from Kenya, where it is 9 a.m. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Hope you are enjoying some coffee with your netball. And Singapore progressing into the circle. Sorry, onto the circle's edge. 2-on-1. Amandeep under pressure, turns. Oh, and what a beautiful finish from her early in this game. As we see Kenya with the center pass. Margin of 3 and 3 to go. Rena, what do you reckon? Nerves have settled. Both teams are fully in this match.
Both teams are fully focused and they're keeping up the speed, which is really good to see. So we're going to expect to see this throughout the game, I'd imagine.
And we spoke a little bit about that center matchup. Ling versus Otieno. How's that going for you at the moment?
They're both giving each other a hard time, which is good to see. I love the defensive pressure that Rachel is really putting on Otieno. And we want to see this in the next quarter as well.
Rachel Ling, another one to watch, but Otieno has been consistently strong this whole tournament. She is a main ball carrier for the Kenya side. A strong defensive presence, as you said, Rena. Naipuri comfortable out of the circle as she heads back in. Oh, wonderful take there. And the connection in. That long cross-court ball. Hard to defend. Margins 4. Kaiwei finding space. Oh.
The hands. Oh, that fake bounce again pays off.
Incredible. No time to commentate here. They just keep doing brilliant things out on court. Of course, Jacqueline Oro in goalkeeper. Incredible defensive pressure. Kaiwei though. Oh, Otieno. So good in the air. And connecting beautifully with Naipuri and Sonoya in goal attack, doing a great job at moving the space, opening up the circle, but also keeping Jamie busy because we know Jamie Lim can absolutely win ball for Singapore.
That's right.
As Kai Wei sinks another from range. We're back to 3. Kenya, beautiful drive down court from Otieno. Oh, and that delivery, that connection into Nayapuri. 30 seconds. Singapore will want to convert here. They will not want this lead to extend any further going into the next quarter, but Kenya, incredible defensive pressure. Sanu. Oh, and the finish. And time is held as the ball dribbles back to the center pass. 5 seconds on the clock. Break, they'll look to get it in quickly. They'll need to go now. But the final buzzer for this quarter goes. Rena, what a fantastic start.
Such a good start. If the game is going to go on like this for the next 3 quarters, it's going to be very exciting for all of us to watch.
17-12, the way of Kenya. An incredible start, but Singapore, they kept fighting back. And we'll have a look at a few highlights from the match. Shooters down at both ends being so influential in this opening term. Let's just take a minute to talk about Nayapuri though.
Yeah, super strong drives out, and that seems to be working really well for Kenya's side. I'm wondering if Rena or the next goalkeeper coming in can keep her out once she's done that long drive out, or someone outside needs to try and intercept that ball. But something's got to be done because it's just a bit too smooth down Kenya's end.
Their connection, Otieno Nayapuri, is so impressive. Conversely, Armandi,
yes,
strong start.
Fantastic. And with Kaiwe as well, both of them. Lots of fakes. I think they're trying to catch the Kenyan defenders off guard, which you kind of have to do, especially with Simuyu, who is very reactive, very athletic, and explosive.
Absolutely. And an incredible start to this opening term for the grand final match here at OCBC Arena. There will be plenty more netball to come, so don't go away. We will be right back after a short break for quarter 2 here at the Nations Cup. Welcome back to this grand final match as Singapore spray the first ball over the goal line. 17-12, the way of Kenya. They have come out of the blocks firing, but Singapore, they are staying in this match as Kenya progress the ball down court. Connection to Otieno. Nayapuri, oh, the roll. Obstruction call comes. And looking around at the courts, we can see no changes. Rena, is this what we expected? Oh, apologies. ETA through the middle.
Yes, she's coming as
Just applying a different burst of speed through the middle, and we are adjusting Rachel into wing attack. It's been a good change for them this week. So just the one in and switch of position. Rena, were we expecting a change?
Actually, no. I thought that we would keep the positions for the second quarter. But again, when your players are also comparable in standards, maybe it's nice to get some fresh legs in also. And yes, to switch things up, at least on the Kenyan momentum side.
And we've talked many times this week about what it takes to play day in and day out in a week-long tournament. and the strength required in your bench. ETA getting the early nod. Oh, beautiful connection. Quick ball speed. And cross court. Fake from Rachel. As Amandeep drives up the middle of the circle, a signature movement for her. And the contact call comes. And the finish.
Kenyans have not made it easy, that shot.
And speaking to head coach Tara Steele, affectionately known as Coach Tara here in Singapore. She was speaking this morning about feeling excited but calm. She is no stranger to pressure games, and she'll take her knowledge and experience and now tests it on the international stage. How important is it to approach these grand final games with the right amount of energy but still find that calm?
As a head coach as well, like I think we spoke about this offline, that your players are going to feed off of your energy. So if you come in with this quiet confidence, your players are also going to ride on that. But also getting the team amped up is also important.
And speaking of amped up, Kenya, they're off in attack. Irene Otieno, she of course has played in Singapore before in the National League. Do you think that presents as an opportunity here, having some experience with the Singapore players?
Oh, definitely. I think because the Kenyans and Singapore team have very different playing styles. So having played them a few times, I think they met each other 3 times in 1 year. Is that correct? So getting used to that short and sharp style of play does help finding a way to strategize around it.
And the pressure continues to heat up here. If we look at this defensive effort from the Divas, Amandeep able to break up the middle. Contact call comes. They'll show composure here. As Jacqueline Oro out of play. And the finish. Just under 11 in this second quarter. The passionate cheers from the Vanders bench, urging their teammates in defense as Kenya progress through court. Otieno to Nadong. Oh, and Jamie, we can expect plenty of that from her today. But Naipuri so strong under the post. We'll see ETA underway with the centre pass. Next to Amandeep. Showing some patience. The fake. Contact call comes. At range, she'll step in. And finishes. Reducing that margin to 4. 5 minutes off the clock. Rena, what are you seeing in the first 5 minutes of this second term?
The same hustle as we saw in the first quarter, so it's good to see that the momentum has been kept up. Again, very critical for this final game here. So let's see if the defensive pressure can be amped up a little bit on both sides. It'd be nice to see some fancy intercepts in this game.
Defender yourself?
Yes.
Of course, you'd love to see some intercepts. No doubt, plenty of those. And looking to the quarter breakdowns, we're currently at a 3-4 quarter. The way of Singapore, so they've come out strong. And Kenya, another on the board as they push that margin back out to 5. Contact call comes. An opportunity here for Singapore. The little roll from Rachel. Find ETA open. Oh, the give and go. The footwork call though. Bad luck. And Kenya with the ball. Singapore, they'll need to step up their defense here. They'll need to get tight one-on-one, as Jamie does, but just collects Sonoya on the way through.
Playing very close to that line. There's That's the danger, having some clashes.
Here's that replay on court. We're working onto circle edge. The contact comes at Naipuri. Big step in. Can't quite balance. Kicks it out though. And she finishes.
She's so good at finding that split leg space under the defenders. It's really hard to get around.
Yeah, doesn't she just? Oh, Otieno flying through the air. There's that split. Little step in. So hard to defend. And Singapore with the center pass. ETA. Those front cut strong drives have been working for her. Here comes Rachel. To the pocket. Simiu, the captain.
She read that beautifully.
You asked for some specky defensive intercepts and she delivers. Oh, but Rena
With the clap back.
and unable to keep the ball in play, so Kenya will have the throw in. Simiu back on court. Nadong looks long, circles open, swing ball. And the delivery. Naipuri just sitting comfortably under the post. And Kenya with the center pass, moving quickly. That swing ball again. What do we think Singapore need to do to take a look at that big cross-court swing ball?
I think they need to swap a little bit quicker between the shooters, maybe. I think they are trying their best, but it's just a little bit hard to keep up with the speed. But they just got to keep grinding.
And grind they will as an opportunity here. One deep shuffle shot within range and a beautiful shot. 6 to go in the second quarter. As Kenya work back, obstruction call comes. And a beautiful goal line drive. And in case you missed it earlier, a tactical change here.
Quite a few changes on Singapore's side.
So we see shooting into the wing defense spot. Let's see what defensive magic she can bring. We see Waping taking that goal attack bib. Had been fantastic in yesterday's game.
Big jump by Jamie there.
Yeah. We have Rachel back through the middle with Kaiwei into the wing attack role.
And Rena with the tip to Jamie. Great intercept.
And Naipuri, she's just looks to be in a bit of pain there. We'll have the team physio on court. That doesn't look good.
Oh, we hope she's all right.
We'll just have a look at the replay here. That is not what you want to see. Not just from your superstar goal shooter, but for any player. Of course, we held our breath as she landed there. And they'll just take a minute here to make sure that it's safe to get her off court. And of course the crowd claps her off as her teammates, they get around her. Oh, that's just devastating for Kenya and for Naipuri, who's had an incredible tournament. Looking very tentative as she goes off court. Oh, that's heartbreaking, Rena.
That was not easy to watch.
And play resumes. They cleaned up the court.
I didn't see that. Might have missed that.
That's all right. Play is back on. as we see Makudi enter into the goal shooter position. And look, Makudi shooting at 88% this week. Not unfamiliar with these big games. And Kenya with the ball. We can see Naipri off court, just getting some attention to her ankle. She did look in a lot of hurt there. But her team striving on. Makudi.
A little over the net, that one.
Unable to finish. We'll see the throw in. Shuning. Some attention on the circle edge. Nine's the difference. Do we think this change is going to upset the rhythm for Kenya, or are they just going to keep forging ahead?
I think you can't help but feel a little down that your teammate is also down, so it will shake the confidence a bit. But I think once Makudi gets into the rhythm and she's shooting well, then the team will pick up again.
Just the replay there. On court, we can see Makudi finishing for Team Kenya. Singapore with the center pass. Connects to Kaiwei, long to Wei Ping. Again, she was brilliant coming on yesterday. Shot at 100%, I believe.
Wow.
But not, look, 95% for the tournament. At just 24 years of age. 34 caps to her name already. And can get some confidence in that shooting combination. Kenya. 3 minutes to go. Oh. Here comes Rena.
Those are so satisfying to intercept. Well done, Rena.
A stellar tournament. As Kenya, a little bit of an offline-ish defense, just confusing the space there, but Singapore working through. Contact call in the safe hands of Amandeep. And she finishes, reducing this margin to 9. Rachel with the center pass. Kaiwei, the double dodge. And just...
The grenade.
The grenade just sends it a little bit too far. And Kenya, they'll have the throw in. Contact call on court. Wei Ping out of play. Team Singapore will need to lift their defense here. They'll need to get a stop with 2 minutes to go in this second quarter. Otieno. Will set the penalty. And it drops. And of course, Otieno, 58 caps to her name. There is just so much experience looking across this Team Kenya lineup. Of course, hard to look past Captain Simiu. 91 caps to her name.
That's right.
Just how impressive is that though, Rena?
So impressive. And just how she commands the court as well. And I'm sure she's an anchor for the team. That as well is just, must be such a privilege to come and represent the country here in Singapore today.
And as the Vanders take a big rebound, they're off down court. They'll have the penalty here. Takes the shot and drops it. 20, 29, 30 seconds to go. They'll want to score here. Oh, beautiful take. Highway flying onto circle. Little bounce pass. And in.
the finish. The crowd are happy. The momentum perhaps shifting a little bit. They'll want to stop Kenya from scoring here because the margin is 8. They'll want to keep that or reduce it. 7 seconds. They'll need to go quickly. They'll need to look in and the clock goes. But what a beautiful few passages just there from Team Singapore. 29-21 as we see Kenya just huddling on court as they often do. Simiyu, captain, just taking a moment to address the team before they go to their coaches. And we see Singapore going to their bench to no doubt have some analysis with the head coach, Tara Steele.
To welcome our guest of honor, a huge honor and privilege to welcome Miss Jane Itogi, patron of Netball Singapore.
Both teams will be looking to continue the important runs they've had in this first 30 minutes of netball. There's exciting things happening here at OCBC Arena. A really special moment here. And what an opportunity for everyone here at OCBC Arena.
Singapore. 2 more quarters left to play. And then Miss Itogi will join us for a very special closing.
As the First Lady of Singapore has entered into the stadium. The crowds rush over to have the opportunity to meet her.
Our First Lady, Jane Itogi, who's the spouse of our president, Tharman Shanmugaratnam. She's joined here today, so it's really a privilege to have her here in this OCBC Arena this afternoon.
What a special moment. The crowd is delighted, but no doubt our two teams will be focused on the game at hand as we look to the highlights. Rena, a tough quarter. Of course, we've had the injury to Naipuri. Can't quite see if she'll be re-entering the game, but Makudi doing a great job, don't you think?
Yes, really settled in. Didn't look like there was a huge change to Kenya's momentum down the court. We just really hope Naipuri is doing okay. I'm glad to see it's her ankle and not her knee.
Yes.
Because when they did the replay, I thought her knee went, but regardless, hope she's okay. And we'll see if she's able to take the court again. She seemed to be walking quite okay earlier.
That's good signs. We certainly were nervous up here, both familiar with the old knee injury, so good to see her up and moving. And Singapore Vanders, not quite a comeback, but they've been able to shift momentum their way a few times. What do we need to see from them in this next half?
A little bit more defensive pressure. I think they're struggling with the hands a little bit. We saw at those last few seconds, the Kenyan hands really came up and they struggled to pass, but they just need to keep doing those short, sharp runs, add a little bit more defensive hustle, especially in that middle channel, and things could shift a little bit more.
Absolutely. 30 more minutes of exciting netball. Don't go too far. Welcome back to the grand final of the 2025 Singlife Nations Cup. And Rena, what an impressive first half we've had.
Really, really good start from both ends. Yes, we're down to the championship quarter. Again, anything can happen in these 15 minutes, so really excited to see what we have ahead.
And those quarter time breakdowns, we saw Kenya 17-12 in the first quarter. 12-9, a little closer there from Singapore, still the way of Kenya. As we see Naya Puri back on court, had some attention from the physio to her ankle in the last quarter. But she is back out there, and gee, you wouldn't tell, would you, Rena?
No, it didn't look like she took the tumble that she did in the last quarter.
And Singapore moving down court here. The crowd is loud. They are behind their home team. And of course, in the break, we saw an exciting visit from Singapore's First Lady, coming down to enjoy this grand final with brilliant netball. Kaiwei, ball in hand. Oh, the no-look pass.
Such a good look of space also by Amandeep.
And finding Amandeep under the post. We see 7 goals separating these teams as Singapore shift into an offline box defense. Oh, and they come up with the ball. Rena, Jamie progressing down court, doesn't have an option. She finds Shuning. Great take from Rachel. And those halftime shooting stats, Kenya 90%, Singapore 87. Both teams a little below the average that they have had and seen throughout the week. But isn't that just indicative of the defensive pressure that we're seeing out there?
Absolutely. And the percentages you just mentioned are still high. And, you know, in this very intense and high-level match, it's very, very, very impressive on both teams.
Absolutely right. Rachel, beautiful timing on that drive into the pocket, connects with Wei Ping. Oh, and her shooting has been outstanding. And we see that offline defense again. In the pocket, looks over. And perhaps a little bit tentative there we see from Naya Puri.
Yeah.
We may see her utilizing a bit more of that holding game. As Singapore are off down court, tuning. Kaiwei. And Kaiwei, 103 cups to her name.
Wow.
Absolutely incredible as Wei Ping receives a little bit of attention from Simiyu. Oh, and the finish. That brings it back to 4, Rena.
That is not far behind.
And we can see the Singapore officials, of course, the Sunshine Coast assistant coach, Jenny Brazel, is here with Singapore for the week. Has done some coaching work with local coaches. Oh,
beautiful ball by Wei Ping.
Wei Ping, she has stepped up in this grand final match. We'll see Simiyu taking the penalty pass. Naya Puri finds Ndong. Just taking a little bit more time to work the ball around the circle edge, and the patience opens up Naya Puri. And another opportunity here for Singapore. We wanted a close match, and boy, is it delivering.
We did.
Able to pull that in. And another finish. She is cool, calm, and collected. Let's just take a minute to talk about these changes that happened last quarter for Singapore.
They seem to have paid off. We had Shuning come in the middle of the second quarter, so I think with that defensive pressure, they've maintained it in this third quarter. And yeah, Singapore is slowly creeping up with Kenya.
And another change. We see the first one through the middle for Kenya. And Singapore with the center pass. Deep, able to finish. So impressive. There she is again.
First lady of Singapore.
The first lady of Singapore. And Kenya.
You know, I was just thinking if Singapore can convert this, it's going to be very costly for Kenya. So let's see if they can reward themselves.
What an impressive move. Oh, but they have an answer. Kenya. Singapore will need to look to get the stop here. Oh, and Otieno. Circle edge finds Nayapuri. She balances off one foot. An uncharacteristic miss. And the contact call comes. Jamie will be out of play. Otieno quick to move the ball on. And Sonoya finishes under the post.
The hustle from Otieno to fight for that ball. Incredible.
She is an athlete. Hey, Rena.
Absolutely.
Rachel through the middle. Connects with Kaiwei. Little bounce pass. Contact call comes. And lines up for the shot. And beautiful finish. So Teresa Ofuon able to pick up the defensive intercept from that wing defense role for Kenya. After immediately entering the court, exactly what you want from your defensive unit.
Come in with all guns blazing.
Exactly, you'd know all about that, Rena. Nayapuri under the post. Haven't Singapore come out firing this quarter? It is 5-9 their way for the quarter. What resilience, Rena.
Really, really good and very critical in this third quarter, and it's very telling on the scoreboard. Singapore is not trailing behind too far at the moment.
We see Ofuon having another go, but if we look back to that round 3 game, Kenya-Singapore, where Kenya, of course, got the win by 5, it was that third quarter effort that really let Singapore down. What a contrast today.
Yeah, today Singapore is far more composed. I think they know in their heads what they have to do to creep up. It's quite obvious in their gameplay. So let's see if they can fully execute it in this third quarter.
They knew they would need to have a different impact in the third quarter, and 5-10 their way at the moment. Kenya with the ball. Nayapuri, little kick out. And she's able to finish, still looking just a touch tentative on that ankle though.
Yeah, her mobility is affected a little bit. It's quite evident.
Beautiful goal line drive. The obstruction call comes. She'll have another opportunity here. And another one on the board for Singapore. Just 3 goals separating these two teams, as we see a wall set up defensively from Singapore. They'll shift back into an offline defense. They'll look for the intercept. Jamie can't quite come up with the ball. Rena left 2-on-1, but the pressure.
Good attempt.
Kenya, so calm under this pressure though. And another look. That was 3 attempts at intercept from this defensive unit.
Really
Rena,
good
how impressive
effort.
was that?
Super impressive. And Singapore knows they need to clinch those intercepts and just get that ball down and shoot it in.
all the difference. An unfortunate misconnection, but they need to get onto defense now. Just chasing a little bit here. They need to transition quickly as Wei Ping has a look. Head coach Ali Mugashi for Kenya. He will be looking for his team to take control of this third quarter. Oh, Rachel nearly coming up with the ball. The contact call comes. We'll see Nadong take the penalty pass. Otieno finding that front space, but they go long to Naipuri. When we saw Makudi come on, I think she did a great job, so they can draw a lot of confidence knowing that if Naipuri isn't able to continue, as we said, just a little bit tentative on that ankle, but still very effective.
Still holding well, still moving around well.
We see the wall. They'll look at another offline defensive opportunity. They are building pressure, Singapore. Otieno just working the ball around until Naipuri opens up under the post. And Singapore with the ball.
Singapore need to retain possession for the center pass and convert it to a goal. Just 4 goals the difference at this point.
As we see, oh, the little dish off. The contact call has come. Armandeep under the post. And we see a change. The Singapore surprise into goalkeeper. Let's see what impact she can have on this game. And of course, someone you're very familiar with, Rena.
That's
right. What
right.
can we expect from Misha?
We see a lot of dynamic movement. She's going to be moving around Naipuri also. I think she's going to be confusing the space. So that is going to be pretty effective, I believe.
As we saw Jamie just attempt the intercept. They are going at everything. They are building this pressure. 2 more attempts. Kenya withstanding the pressure well, though. Just setting her positioning, Naipuri, but contact call comes. Misha hands over. And the finish. As we see a change here for Kenya. As Nadong goes to the bench. And Singapore. Oh, the take from Rachel. Hasn't she been incredible?
She has. She is so flexible.
And her work rate, so impressive, so high. And Kenya, they come up with the ball. Just out of camera, we can see Jamie doing a world of effort on Sonoya. Working the ball through court. Oh, and just a handling error there. And Singapore, as you said, they really need to convert these turnover opportunities. We can hear the crowd behind their home side. A bit under 2 minutes to go. Amandeep. She'll look to bring this margin back to 4. She can.
In her comfortable range.
And we see Mary Otieno over the line at the center pass.
Good attempt there, but
they are having a crack at everything, flying at the ball. Kenya, so strong in attack. As we see Kaiwei over the line. She goes back, goes again. Bounce pass, connecting with Amandeep. Contact call.
oh, just a little under though, that pass.
Little kick out. Good patience we're seeing from Rachel. The kick in and out from Wei Ping. Oh, but she comes up. And the contact call comes. The crowd aren't happy. They are well and truly behind the Singapore Vanders as they apply pressure down court. Kenya withstanding that pressure, finding Nayapuri. And you can see Nayapuri just adjusting her game a little bit. We're not seeing that split that we're so familiar with.
That's right. She's just doing a bit of ankle management at this point.
They'll have the penalty shot, but they unable to convert. The margin is 6 the way of Kenya, but Singapore, they win that quarter 11-13 by 2. How important is that for them going into this 4th and final quarter?
Very, very important now that they're just a little behind Kenya, and of course they want to secure the win. But they're going to have to secure those conversions and those shots especially. Now is not the time to be missing those crucial shots. So I'm sure the attacking goal shooter just going to compose themselves, ready for the 4th quarter.
Exactly, and 6 the margin, as we said, as Kenya go to their huddle. We see Team Singapore just having some feedback from their coaches as the highlights play. What an impressive quarter, Rena.
So impressive and so fun to watch also. There's a lot of excitement here. So it's a little bit like a ping pong game going up and down at some points.
We are enjoying the vibe here at OCBC Arena. What can we expect though from this final quarter?
I think we're going to see the same style of play from both teams. Singapore did really increase that defensive pressure. They know they need to turn that ball around, especially in the middle channel. So this is the final quarter of this Nations Cup. Last 15 minutes. No time than the present to empty that gas tank.
And we know we spoke earlier about that 3rd quarter for Singapore. They dipped in the rounds, but they've really gone back, done the work, looked at their strategy and their match analysis. How impressive is it to now win that 3rd quarter?
Super impressive, especially their bodies must be feeling really tired also, and they've been playing really high pressure games all week. So they just got to hang in there. There's just that last stretch to finish through.
And both teams will be looking to do that in this final term at the grand final of the Nations Cup. Fourth and final quarter of the grand final at the 2025 Singlife Nations Cup. And Rena, what a game we have today.
It's been a really exciting 3 quarters, and we are down to the final stretch, the last lap in this final game in this Nations Cup.
15 minutes left. Oh, and Singapore, we spoke, they need to convert their opportunities when they arise. 6 goals is the difference.
Position is key at this point. They have no room to make any errors.
They will need to recognize these crucial moments in the game. Look to swing the momentum their way. Of course, if you're just joining us, Kenya off to a strong start. Singapore won the 3rd quarter. And we are back to a 5-goal margin. Hasn't Wei Ping been incredible since coming on?
So stable, really good movements, and I like seeing her take that deep breath before she takes her shot. You can tell she's really focused and in the game.
As we just go high and Kenya come up with the ball. They're progressing through court. Oh, beautiful cutback from Sonoya. Nayapuri. She'll look to her teammate to take the penalty. The split under the post. Misha hands over.
Double hands over.
Double hands over. And the finish. And Kenya with the center pass. Patient on their attack down court. As we see Elsa Nadong back into that wing attack position. She, of course, started the game there. Singapore with the center pass. Oh. Contact call comes. Opportunity here. And she finishes. Kenya. Swing ball. Rachel has a go at jumping over the edge of the circle. And Naipuri double teamed. Sinoya working that front space beautifully as Misha just jumps into Naipuri. But Kenya able to finish there. It's 7 the difference now. Singapore, they will need to convert this. As they take the throw in. And Mohammed, of course, back into wing defense. Some patience as they work through this defense from Kenya. And Othwan with the goalkeeper patch on. Swing ball. Oh, up and deep, just reading that goal line space beautifully.
Really good split between Amandeep and Wei Ping.
Kenya with the center pass. Simiyu working through court. Oh, Misha has a look.
Good attempt at the hunt there.
Great attempt. And look, they need to be doing that. They need to attack the ball. They need to win ball.
And they need to make the Kenyans hesitate a little bit.
As we see Jamie Lin on camera, has had an outstanding tournament. Contact ball. The crowd, they have been fantastic this whole week, and they have come out to support in this grand final match. 10 minutes to go. Still time for Singapore.
Yes.
But Kenya, gee, they're making it hard, aren't they?
They really are. They're not making it easy for Singapore to bring the ball down. That defensive pressure is gonna stay up for the next 10 minutes.
Wei Ping bounce pass, finds Amandeep. Oh, unable to finish. The ball's loose. And it will, we'll just see Wei Ping a little slow to get up, but she's straight back into it.
Oh, wonderful tip there by Simiyu.
Beautifully read from the defensive unit of Team Kenya. Incredible tournament they've had. Otieno looks in. Oh, and the safe hands of Naipuri as she steps in. The margin is back out to 8. They will need to turn over the ball here to stay in this game. Kick out. Naipuri asking for the ball. Oh, but they find Sinoya beautifully threading that pass through the defenders. Rachel with the center. Going back. Need to see Wei Ping perhaps drive through the court there.
Yes.
Let the mid-courts bring the ball down, as she has now. Rachel just resetting, giving her shooter some time to... Oh, beautiful defense. The pat on the back from Captain Simiyu. Bounce pass. Oh, she faked me, but unfortunately just a foot on court. And Kenya. Transition down court. They go back. They're not in a rush here.
No, not at all.
Otieno looks long, just going over the baseline. Again, Naipuri just a little tentative there. And Singapore. This is such an important moment for them. They need to convert. Amandeep. She steps in. Oh, and beautiful finish. It will be Kenya's ball when we're back. Just taking a minute to collect, and we're back. Naipuri out of the circle, looking a bit more comfortable there. Oh, the fake obstruction call comes. And look, I say she's moving a little tentative, but Rena's still so effective.
Yes. Still, I think because she's very experienced in knowing how to hold a defender also. It's not just the leg movement, but also the body holding. So that's hard to go around.
Absolutely, and she will want to be out on court. As we see Kaiway back into the familiar position of goal attack. And Arena with the goalkeeper bib back on.
Oh, big shot. That's exactly why Coach Tara brought Kaiway back on.
We talked about the big moments, and she is a big moment player. The zone defense from Singapore. Oh, Shuning has a look. The pressure's building. Rachel just trying to keep Naipuri out of the circle. Fakes. Rena has a look.
Good cover of the base there by Rena.
And an obstruction call. Little pass off. Oh, but Jamie able to get a hand to it. And they'll take the ball inside the circle. Jamie out of play. Nadong. Sonoya. Beautiful little 1-2 on the finish. Nine the difference. Singapore fighting all the way though. They haven't given up, neither has the crowd. Bounce pass. Obstruction call comes. Oh, beautiful open
Nice pop out there.
And great patience on the delivery. 8 the difference. There's still time. Kenya, last year's champions in just their first Nations Cup. They will be looking to go back to back. Oh, beautiful.
Easy baseball.
And 9 goals. As we see Angelina driving strong, trying to open up space, create some magic. Oh, here comes Otheon. She read that beautifully.
She did. Clean interception.
You wanted defensive magic today.
I did, and I got what I asked for.
You got what you wanted, Rena. And Kenya. Patience here. Naipuri certainly moving a little bit more comfortably. under the post. The difference. Kenya looking in control, but here comes Rena.
Great interception. Good body awareness also. It's not easy to do that whilst hunting.
Incredibly good awareness, so impressive. A little bit more of that defensive magic. And beautiful finish from Amandeep. Back to 9, 3 minutes to go. They'll need to score efficiently here. But Kenya making it tough. There's that intercept again. As on court, Kenya come up with the ball off the one. That's 2 beautiful intercepts she's got for her country. The crowd, they're chanting, urging Singapore to find a little bit more. Sanoya. Rena out of play. Opts for Naipuri to take the penalty shot. 2.5 to go. 10 is the difference. Scores for this quarter. It's been an 11-7 quarter the way of Kenya. Not what Singapore would have hoped for after such a brilliant third quarter. Kenya, they don't feel any pressure to score efficiently here. They'll want to maintain possession as they inch that lead out just a little further. Haven't they been good today, Rena?
They really have. They've just maintained that speed throughout the game, which we're not surprised about because they're obviously a very athletic team.
And Singapore, they've made attempt after attempt to try and find that lead, but haven't Kenya done a great job of just withstanding the pressure?
They have, and also having one of their teammates down for a little bit in the second quarter, but they've managed to just keep their eye on the prize, and that's difficult to do.
1:20 here in the grand final of the Nations Cup. We've had a fantastic week of netball. Of course, just this morning, Singapore A got the win over Isle of Man. Papua New Guinea in third place against Malaysia. And as we go into the final minute of this game, I think it's safe to say that Kenya will be taking home the championship again.
They will.
Singapore, though, what an incredible match.
It was very fun to watch and so good to see such great effort on both sides.
And Kenya able to add another one to their score. 54-42 it is. And Naipuri, ball in hand, swings it. Nadong has been so consistent all tournament. 20 seconds. Oh, Jamie has a look. Just 10 seconds to go in this grand final rematch. 5. And Kenya, they feel it. They're jumping up and down on the court. Back-to-back Nations Cup champions. For Kenya, it's a moment of triumph. An undefeated campaign capped with back-to-back gold at the Nations Cup. For Singapore, though, a performance to be proud of and a signal of what's to come. What an impressive game. Rena, tough for Team Singapore, but didn't they do well?
They did do well, especially coming back swinging in the third quarter. And you could see that they were really fighting for each other on court. They were encouraging each other right to the end final whistle, and they should be proud of themselves, and I'm sure they've got a lot to think about as well, especially with the SEA Games coming up next month.
Absolutely, and Kenya and Singapore have delivered a grand final worthy of its name. From the first centre pass to the last goal, we witnessed athleticism, strategy and heart in equal measure. Whether it was Kenya's intercepts that turned defence into art or Singapore's relentless drive backed by a roaring home crowd, this match reminded us why netball is more than a sport, it's also about community. And haven't the netball community got out this week to support the Singapore Vanders?
The crowd has been absolutely amazing here in this OCBC Arena, cheering Team Singapore on all the way to the end. It's so nice to see so many people of different ages here as well supporting our Team Vanders.
As we see Kenya here taking a special moment to celebrate what they've achieved this week. Undefeated. Reina, how impressive is that?
That is so good, and they must be incredibly proud of themselves. It's not easy to fly all the way here, kind of adjust to the Singapore weather, the Singapore time as well, so hats off to them. Such a good job.
And no doubt many family and friends tuning in back home, supporters that have enjoyed an undefeated week of netball from Kenya. So to the fans, the volunteers, the officials, and of course the hosts, Netball Singapore, the athletes, thank you. You've filled this arena with energy, emotion, and unforgettable memories. Speaking of memories, what has been a highlight this week for you, Reina?
The highlight has just been seeing how several teams have kind of fought back in the third quarter. You know, we always talk about this championship quarter, but having seen Team Singapore do this today, I think we saw Malaysia fight a little bit yesterday as well. That's been the highlight of like true sportswomanship, not sportsmanship, but sportswomanship on this netball court.
I couldn't agree more. And for me, I think as well, just seeing that full 60-minute fight, no matter the score, and we've seen a few margins, you know, increase throughout games, but not a single team has given up until that final whistle goes.
Yes.
They play the entire 60 minutes, and it has just been so special to watch. And I was hoping for it. Team Kenya just out on court dancing. They applaud the crowd that were here to support them. And of course, a little wrap-up of today. Singapore A, too strong for the Isle of Man. Papua New Guinea getting that third place win, 69-54 against Malaysia. And of course, as we've just witnessed, Kenya 55-42 against the host nation, Singapore. Singapore should be so proud of that effort.
They really, really should. And yeah, I mean, lots to think about. You win some, you lose some, but it's back to the drawing board, I'm sure, for the team, Coach Tara and her management as well. And yeah, they should keep their heads held high.
They absolutely should. They have had an incredibly impressive week, adjusting to all the different changes so quickly out there today. It was so impressive to watch. But Kenya, they deserve this moment, an undefeated week. Haven't they been amazing?
So good. It's just really fun to watch them, and just such a force to be reckoned with.
Couldn't agree more. As we can see on court, we're getting set up for the closing ceremony, where of course teams will be awarded their medals for the Nations Cup. How does it feel, you reckon, for these athletes when they get that moment with their team, they're presented their medal?
It's so exciting. I think you feel like little schoolgirls and you're super proud in your school assembly, and especially for people that have their friends and family here to come and watch also, and just to collect their medals with pride. Such a good feeling.
And of course, along with the medals will be the championship, the Nations Cup MVP. What a special moment. We had last year an MVP from each team, but I believe it's just going to be the one announced for the entire Nations Cup.
I see.
How exciting is that?
Oh, wow. I'm trying to figure out who it's going to be, but we've seen so many great players on court. It's going to be a tough one.
If you could have a guess.
Ooh. Maybe Naipere or Simiyu? If it's between the two. How about yourself, Tamara?
Yeah, it's hard to look back over, isn't it? She's been so consistent, such incredible volume all week, and playing through an injury.
That's true.
Wasn't that amazing?
That's true. But I don't want to sleep on Otieno also, being that playmaker center position, that feeding so impeccable and sharp. It's a tough guess, my end.
And look, if we look to the other teams, as they make their way out to the court, hard to go past Becca Cook from Isle of Man. In shooting, she had been incredibly impressive. As we look to the other teams, what about Singapore A? They've had a really, really great week. I think Charlotte Lee was really impressive, stepping up. That's 2 shooters though, 3 shooters in Nayapuri, so we'll need to make sure that we balance that out.
Well, from Papua New Guinea, I would give it to Taviri then on the defense side. How great was she? So reactive, so explosive also.
Absolutely brilliant. And for Malaysia, I'm going down the shooting end again.
I know.
I hate that I'm doing this, but Siti Masira.
I don't blame you, Tamara.
Wow.
Yes, especially that performance today. Awesome.
And then, of course, we look to the Singapore Vanders.
Well, for Singapore Vanders, I think the defense collectively did really well. I think Rena managed to, she had a tough time in the circle, but she managed to pull up a few intercepts and fancy ones also. So she will be my pick. How about yourself?
Oh, look, I absolutely agree. She's had an outstanding tournament, as has Jamie Lim, an incredible defensive unit there. And if we're looking through the midcourt, Katrasek from Papua New Guinea, she has been incredibly influential, don't you reckon?
Yes, absolutely. And super sharp and very speedy and good ball placement also, good foresight. You want that from your feeders.
Absolutely. So we've taken a little bit of a look at just a few of the many incredible players, athletes we have seen at the 2025 Nations Cup. What an incredible week of netball we've had. As we will head down to the closing ceremony very soon. But first, before we head down there, an opportunity just to thank all of the volunteers. A few you can see on screen. So much has gone on behind the scenes this week, from the media crew here, those courtside, our ball girls and boys, those behind the merchandise tent, of course, also transport between the venue for all the teams. It has been such a huge team effort.
And I think we can agree the production level here in this OCBC Arena has been spectacular, so there must have been a lot of planning, a lot of work behind the scenes, as you say. It's been such a great week here.
It's been an absolute privilege to have the opportunity to come and watch my first Nations Cup. Of course, I listened to you last year on the live stream, so it's been so special to be here.
We are so glad to have had you tomorrow. You have been an absolute joy to work with.
And we hope everyone has enjoyed tuning into some amazing netball on the live stream. As we look down at courtside. What an amazing week of netball, and an incredibly impressive week of organisation we've had here. Officials, umpires, athletes, administrators, a full team effort at the Nations Cup. And we'll listen in as we thank our umpires for the Nations Cup.
Tim Marshall, Adrian Abrahams, Iranga Sitara, Jessica Teng, Jordan Kiss, and last but not least, Tang Quan Yi. And now it's on to the umpire panel. Joanne Giuliani Catherine, Michelle Pippard, and Yu B. Ling. And now it's time for me to disclose the most valuable player of the tournament award. Ladies and gentlemen, the player of the tournament goes to Papua New Guinea's Chloe Litherland. Chloe has been the driving force for her team throughout the tournament, a true motivator and the unmistakable voice on court. Her leadership, energy, and consistency have inspired those around her and lifted her team's performance in every match. Congratulations, Chloe. A huge round of applause for the most valuable player of the tournament of the Singlife Nations Cup 2025. With that, I'd like to thank Deborah and Trina. Please remain on court. As next up, I'm going to call upon our guest of honor. Everybody in the arena, please give your warmest Nations Cup welcome to our guest of honor, Miss Jane Isogi, patron of Netball Singapore. I think we can keep the applause going as we welcome Miss Itogi onto court. A big supporter of the sport netball, Miss Itogi is also a patron of Netball Singapore, and I dare say a huge fan of Team Singapore as well. Without further ado, it's time to give out the Podium Finishers Award, starting with the second runners-up. Put your hands together for Papua New Guinea. We call upon the team members to come up one by one onto stage to receive their medals. Champions in 2008, Papua New Guinea edged out Team Malaysia in that fourth placing match. Once your medals are collected, please head over to the Singlife board at the corner for a team photo. If you could just get Team Papua New Guinea in front of that Singlife poster for the team photo, where you'll be joined by our guest of honor, Miss Itogi. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, your second runners-up of the Singlife Nations Cup 2025, Team Papua New Guinea. Team Papua New Guinea, you're going to be graced by the presence of Miss Itogi for that team photo. Huge congratulations to Team Papua New Guinea. Next up, it's time for me to call upon the team that finished first runners-up at the Singlife Nations Cup 2025. They've given their heart and soul on court all week long. OCBC Arena, it's time to give it back to them. Put your hands together for your Singapore Vanders! effort from, I dare say, the most well-supported team all week long here at the OCBC Arena. These are your Singapore Vanders who will be flying the flag at the year-ending SEA Games as well. Team photo time for the team that finishes first runners-up at the Singlife Nations Cup 2025. Make some noise for your Singapore Vanders. And now, it's time to call upon the team that came with one mission to defend their crown, and they've done just that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hands together for the champions of the Singlife Nations Cup 2025, Team Kenya! Six matches played all week, 6 matches won all week. They came with the quest to defend their crown, and the team from Kenya have done just that. Huge round of applause. Don't lift it just yet. Don't lift it just yet. We're going to take the team photo first. We're going to take the team photo first. Parin, your team is waiting. Bring the trophies to them. Let's take the team photos first. Let's take the team photos first. Hold on. The guest of honor is waiting. Let's take the team photo, and then we'll lift the trophy into the air. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your Singlife Nations Cup 2025 champions, Team Kenya. And now, OCBC Arena, put your hands together for our guest of honor, Miss Jane Izogi. Sending her congratulations to the champions, Team Kenya. Team Kenya, let's do this together. OCBC Arena, are you ready? All together now. Ladies and gentlemen, your champions, Team Kenya!
And a heartfelt thank you to everyone who has attended in person at OCBC Arena and joined online for the 17th Singlife Nations Cup. We had 6 teams, 5 nations, 15 round games, 3 finals, 1 winner and a week of unforgettable netball. Huge congratulations to PNG and of course Litherland for her MVP. They were the bronze medalists. Singapore just unable to get through in that grand final, but what a fantastic week. They have come home with Singapore's silver medal and of course the undefeated back-to-back champions Kenya. Rena, what a week of netball.
It's been super fun and such a great Saturday, such exciting matches also, and yeah, I'm gonna miss watching the games.
And of course today we celebrate every athlete, coach, official, umpire, volunteers, Netball Singapore administrators, everyone who's stepped onto the court. I'm Tamara Weatherburn, and from Rena and I, as well as Kim Parvin Shoes, thank you for joining us. This has been Singlife Nations Cup for 2025. We'll see you next year.